You mentioned books. Let's talk a bit about books then, because
Books are data sets, bro.
Big self-improvement.
Yes.
There's a reason why every dark age began with censorship and the destruction of knowledge, because only the educated are free. We live in a society of uneducated individuals, unskilled individuals. Books are important because they give you information. They're not necessary in and of itself, but they're good tools to utilize. And if they're at your disposal, you need to figure out which author writes what book for what reason. There's dudes that write books with nice titles to be bestsellers,
To be famous.
with no substance whatsoever.
Just to be an
But
author.
when you understand the essence of the author and you understand the person behind it, now you start picking up books with what? Intention.
Like this book right here. What was the intention behind Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? He didn't want to become New York Times bestseller. He didn't want to sell books.
It was his private journal.
He was writing his thoughts. He was sharing his life. And it comes off as some of the greatest wisdom that we can study today.
We were just talking about it, 100%. It's a book that you've read.
Yeah, it's a book not only that I read, but I returned to.
Nice.
And I think the most powerful books are meant to be returned to.
Right.
It's not, everybody's like, I read 52 books a year, but you don't remember any of the shit you read from the book, and you couldn't even tell me the list of books you read.
Yeah.
It's better to find some core books that are foundational and continue to revisit those.
You guys should definitely check out this book by Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world at his time, Emperor of Rome for 2 decades. Anyways, what you said I think is very true, and I think more, they say reading is having a conversation with the greatest minds of the previous centuries. And I think, like you said, if you go on life without educating yourself, you're never gonna know what's up.
You don't know what you don't know. So
never
the
know.
goal is to know so that you can know. The more that you know, the better off you'll be.
And now
Yeah.
you know.
There you go.
Subscribe. But you know, for me, we're talking about some of the best ways to become successful in life. And for me, like what you said earlier, the number one thing for me in my life that had the most impact was the people that I was around. Like when I was a kid, I didn't read books, to be honest. I didn't read any books. I never did cold showers or meditated or gratitude journal. But the moment that I changed the people who I was friends with was the moment everything changed for me. There's a few people I knew that were making good money, and I was fascinated by it. So I just tried to put myself in that situation to be with them. And obviously, they were busy. I had to add value to those guys, to hang out with them. I had to bring something to the table. It's all about value. We know this. And you're big on that. You're huge on that. You have a whole club about that. So I think for me, that was, and honestly, like, out of everything, I could have gone down a million bad paths. Like, I'm sure all of us, we've all had friends, like, growing up, I don't know, I was pretty troubled kid, and a lot of my friends, they went down wild paths, and if I was with them, I'd be in those same shoes.
I want to ask you something that I know a lot of your viewers want to know about, because I'm a viewer of your show.
Yeah.
How were you able to add value and get to the table with these people like Andrew, like Luke? How did you get to that position, and what do you mean when you say add value? Because a lot of people want to be sitting on this yacht right now. A lot of people want to be sitting at that table.
Very good question. And I said, a lot of people want to sit on the table. There's a quote. There's like, if you're not on the table, you're on the menu. This is a funny quote, but yeah. Honestly, for me, value comes from understanding what someone wants, and then providing that to them. Because they will never tell you. Like, if I went to Luke today and said, "Luke, bro, how can I help you?" Now he has to think about the task to give me, and now he has to monitor. It's never gonna work like that. So when Luke was coming, I told him, I said, "Luke, I never knew the guy, but I was like, Luke, you're coming to my city. I was born my whole life. I was born there. My whole life I spent it there. I was like, I'm gonna take you around, any experience, whatever you want to do." We saw lions and tigers in the Sheikh's palace, and we went to the desert. And I think it's all about. And with Andrew, it was a lot of similar stuff like that. We got him a car for like a month. So find out what someone needs. There's always something you can provide to someone. And these things that I provided weren't even my own things. I didn't take him to my buggy place or my lion's den. Someone else's, and I added value to that guy somewhere else. So it's all about favors, Like, if you're able to find out what can make because everyone lacks something, and if you can help them get that thing, even if you're not providing it, there's a law of reciprocity that's in everyone. I think it's also in the 48 laws of power. When you can provide someone something, they will help you back. Like, he came on my show, and it was an amazing episode. So I appreciate that. And I'm in Miami, and he's returned the favor. He's taking me on the yacht. You know what I mean? So when you add value to someone, they will help you. A lot of times, it didn't happen. I help a lot of people, and they didn't give a shit. They took it for granted. That will happen, but it's okay. It's life.
The thing is,
a few people who do return it.
It's because the best favors are the ones that are not remembered. You're supposed to give without expecting anything in return because you're not giving to a person. You're giving to yourself. When you're in a place where you can empty yourself consistently because you're so full, that becomes beautiful. That which is stagnant becomes swampy. You have to be able to fill yourself with energy, fill yourself with truth, and be able to share that, and be able to convey that. Because if you just hoard it and keep it to yourself, then you're going to become so self-centered that everything around you revolves around the persona, around me. And that's not how it should be. It's a terrible existence. It's a Grinch existence.
Right, and I'm asking out of curiosity here, not to say that I know which way it is, but for me, I feel like everything in life is just transactional, you know? And you talk about like giving without, I genuinely want to know your thoughts, because for me, I feel like it's all about exchange of value, you know? Transactional, adding value, receiving it.
But the transaction doesn't have to be equal. And that's the thing. It's like, why do you do things? If you do things, you want something from people, then you're not actually doing something for them. You're doing something for yourself.
Yeah, so everything is like that in life.
But no, it's
No,
not.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But it's not like that, because that's not how I think. I think, how can Ahmed come to Miami, have a great time, and meet great people? That's it. There is no premise. There is no thought. There is no nothing.
No agenda.
And it's not even, bro, if you would have sent me a text message, I'm coming from Dubai, I would have brought you on the yacht. Either way, brother. We have some of my members from Capital Club. I sent a message on my Telegram. Yo, 3 of you just hop on the yacht with me tomorrow. Just found them. They haven't paid me for anything. It's just come hang out. Let's have a good time. Because once you're blessed, you want to bless people, bro. You just want to give from a place of gratitude. That's where joy comes from. And yeah, there may be a selfish factor attached to the feeling and all that stuff, but I think you can be in a situation where you can give without expecting anything in return, for sure.
And there's a difference, and I think people can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You know, I have people that will offer me different things or invite me to different places, and I can tell when it's genuine, when they really want to spend time with me, and when it's, yo, let's just do a video, or let's just make some content, or whatever it is. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I think people at a high level can tell that difference, and they'll put you in different categories depending on the way you give and the type of person that you give. So that's my perspective on it. I'm a big giver. I give gifts to all my friends. I'm taking care of everybody when we go to dinners. Like
good gifts too, bro.
I saw the board. It was very nice. Yeah.
Continue. And I did that because Luke's a good dude, and it wasn't because, oh, this is gonna make him my friend. And I just wanted to do it.
Right. Yeah. You guys are probably right. I don't know. For me, I've always just felt like everything in life
you,
was,
though, on the transactional. I hear you.
I've only experienced it in that sense. I've never experienced it the other way. And I think that, you know, there's like, they say everyone, men are only loved on the condition that they provide something. And he's like, dogs and women are loved unconditionally. And I was like, wait, even dogs are not loved unconditionally. We only like the dog because it makes us feel, it gives us affection when we need it. When we feel lonely, we have someone there to be with us.
But
So
that's only if you got the dog for yourself. If you went and got a dog that you found in the street that was disabled, and you actually said, my life's purpose is to make sure this dog lives a good life, regardless of how inconvenient it is to me. There are people that do that.
But it made you feel like a good person.
Maybe not. Maybe
no, it did.
Yes, but maybe the intention isn't, because brother, it's self-righteousness. You're not out here professing it to the world. I'm saying there's things that are done in secret, good that's done in secret.
100%,
people that
which
donate,
is the ultimate good.
100%.
Yes.
No, like this, I 100% agree.
Yes.
That it happens, but I think that I'm not only talking about an exchange of value, but some things in life, they make you feel good, even if you do it in private.
Let me tell you, brother. There's
But this is
a parable in the Bible.
Yeah.
Where Jesus says there's 2 different people that enter the synagogue to tithe, which is to donate and to give a percentage of their earnings.
Yeah.
Here comes this big businessman dropping bags, loud.
He wants everybody to see him.
He got his reward. He got the praise of man. This old lady comes, widow, walking, drops 2 little pennies. Jesus says, who do you think gave more? The one that it hurt them to give? To be so giving that you give everything that you have? Or the one that gives leftover?
And didn't feel it.
Doesn't feel it. Get it. You need to give to the point where it becomes where it hurts. That is where selflessness comes in. Where it transcends the feeling of good. And there's people that are selfless, brother. Look at these people that are out here Mother,
not in
Mother
Miami.
Teresa, people of this nature, women like that, their entire life is based off of what? Sacrificing for other people. That's a huge ordeal. I think that exists, and I think it can exist in the business space as well.
Mm-hmm.
If not, well, we'll bring it.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, I mean, I do see where you're coming from, 100%, no doubt.
I changed your mind, brother. You're good. New data set.